Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes' Illuminati, the man who rules the world, takes on the head of the global elite in this all-new action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Recently, actress Taraji P. Henson took to the stage of the BET Awards to warn us all about Project 2025. I guess the leftists in Hollywood believe that Taraji P. Henson would be a more appealing spokeswoman than the strippers that they tried to tell us to take our booties to the pole in 2020. Now, Taraji P. Henson decided to get up on the stage of the BET Awards and let us know all about Project 2025, a agenda that's being established by a right-wing group known as the Heritage Foundation. And according to all of the chatter on social media, this Project 2025 is a collection of proposals from this organization known as the Heritage Foundation to reshape the United States government and consolidate power within the executive branch if the Republican Party candidate wins the 2024 election. And this Project 2025 is being pushed in social media conveniently right after Joe Biden's disastrous performance in the presidential debate. Now, in the aftermath of Joe Biden's disastrous performance in his debate against Donald Trump, where he basically wound up having an episode of possible dementia, the BET Awards was used as a springboard to tell everyone on social media about Project 2025, and a lot of black people were being told that this was a reason for us to go out here and vote. Now, when I look at Taraji P. Henson's whole announcement of Project 2025, it's coming across as quite suspect, and it comes across as quite suspect that you have Taraji P. Henson, a Hollywood celebrity, telling black people all about this Project 2025 and telling us all about this Project 2025 just right after this episode where Joe Biden has this disastrous debate performance. Now, this whole plan seems to be a ploy to try to get black voters scared into taking their booties to the poll, because the Blue Party knows that Joe Biden basically alienated the black vote all the way back in 2020 when he was president-elect, and told all of the black misleadership class that he could do nothing for black people, and that black people need to go out and side with Hispanics in the effort to go get tangibles in exchange for their vote.
You guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics. Make up a larger portion of something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far, okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it.
Now, that middle finger that Joe Biden threw up at black voters has basically bit him in the ass, and now that it's bit him straight in the ass, what they want to do is go out here and find these Hollywood celebrities to go out here and try to stir up the black audience, because they know that most black people are completely spellbound by celebrities, and because most black people are spellbound by celebrities, what they do is when they hear a celebrity go out here and tell them something on something like a BET award show, they start to get emotional. And when black people start to get emotional, what happens is they don't think critically about what is being presented to them. This was shown way back in about 2012 when actor Jesse Williams came out at the BET Awards and was given a BET Humanitarian Award. And after being given this BET Award, Jesse Williams then went up on stage talking about all sorts of political subjects related to black people, such as the death of Tamir Rice, or as I see it, the murder of Tamir Rice, the whole issues with Black Lives Matter, and a lot of black people started to eat this up because they thought he was like Barack Obama, one of these biracial black men who was married to a black woman, and thought that Jesse Williams was all about looking to focus on black empowerment. But that was all a distraction, because the whole thing with Jesse Williams was that he was just a shill who was being put out here by the white media apparatus to be their face, and he was basically quickly seen through by people like myself who studied the entertainment industry and basically started to become his own worst enemy. And as he started to become his own worst enemy, Jesse Williams' whole career started to fall apart, and his whole facade of being so pro-black wound up falling completely apart as his marriage deteriorated. And the same thing is happening here with Taraji P. Henson. What Hollywood is looking to do is use her to be the face of talking about this Project 2025, and using her to be the face of talking about Project 2025 in an effort to go out here and get black votes without giving black people anything tangible in exchange for their vote. Because what they're hoping to do is get the spellbound blacks to get so scared about Project 2025 and those on the far right looking to go and change the government, that black people will be going bamboozled into taking their booty to the poll to vote blue no matter who, vote blue no matter who, without ever thinking about what tangibles they will receive in exchange for their vote. And this is where we start to see the desperation of the Blue Party in not looking to, again, stand out here and ask black people for what tangibles they want as related to a black agenda. No, looking to try to swerve black people into rushing to take their booties to the poll to vote blue no matter who, in an effort to preserve a democracy, and that has not done anything to go out here and provide black people with any sort of tangible in exchange for their vote. And that just shows how disingenuous all of this Project 2025 hype is all about, because all the Project 2025 hype is about scaring black voters into taking their booties to the poll out of fear that Donald Trump will basically look to change the government, even though when you do the research on Project 2025, you clearly see that presidential candidate Donald Trump is not really supporting this whole agenda. Now, Donald Trump is a guy, again, I don't like this guy. I don't really support Donald Trump at all, but I really do not like the unethical approach that is being presented towards foundational black Americans as related to presenting all of this misinformation regarding Project 2025. Now, Project 2025 really sounds like a bunch of really stupid ideas put together by some far-right individuals, and a lot of this whole agenda really would not be executable at all, because again, when it comes to this whole agenda, you can't really get a lot of this through without the support of Congress. And again, that's a variable that may not be one that they can get, because you would need to have a full majority red Congress in order to get some of these things through, and some of it is not even able to get through because of our U.S. Constitution, not to mention the whole plan to fire a lot of federal employees would alienate a lot of American people who work for the government, and all of this, again, would be really hard to get through. But you have a lot of people looking to get black people emotional, and again, it's very interesting that they want to go out here and get black people emotional, because they know that it was the black vote that was the vote that went out here and put Joe Biden in office. Unfortunately, what they don't want to do is provide foundational black Americans anything tangible in exchange for our votes. No, they would rather, again, see the country wind up imploding, both sides, the left and the right, than go out here and give black people anything tangible. And that's more of a reason for us to sit there and look at this whole situation and shake our heads. And again, I look at it and shake my heads because it shows how deep the racism is in this country, shows me how deep the racism is in this country, that you would rather see the country implode rather than give foundational black Americans tangibles that will allow us to have anything of value. I mean, you would rather keep black people in a second class and an underclass rather than give black people power. And that's the whole troubling thing about this, because instead of giving black people basic tangibles like an anti-black hate crime law to ensure that black people's civil rights would be protected and people who participated in hate crimes would be punished to the fullest extent of the law, similar to what they believe they can do with this anti-Asian hate crime law. They don't want to give black people that, even though black people suffer the most anti-black hate crimes in this country. We suffer the most racial crimes in this country almost every day. But they don't want to give us an anti-black hate crime law, nor do they want to deal with qualified immunity as related to police brutality and incidents of racial profiling and police brutality, nor do they want to give us the tangible of reparations to pay us foundational black Americans for the labors that our ancestors did during slavery, the discrimination that prevented many black businesses from actualizing their potential and competing in the economy during Jim Crow, and the current and ongoing discrimination that kept many people like myself out of the job market to be able to compete. I find it interesting that they don't want to give foundational black Americans these kinds of tangibles, not to mention giving foundational black Americans tangibles as related to things like housing, things like taking care of our foundational black American homeless, which are the majority of homeless individuals, and providing them with housing. I find it interesting that they would go out here and look to talk about this Project 2025 instead of looking to go out here and provide a project to give foundational black Americans tangibles. But that just shows how deep the white supremacy is as related to this whole narrative. Again, these people on the far right, yes, they have their Project 2025, but I find it interesting that those on the left have no sort of agenda to be able to cater to foundational black American voters. And again, I find it sad that, again, when it comes to foundational black Americans, you have a lot of us actually listening to celebrities like Taraji P. Henson, not really questioning her having this information, because I find it interesting that you have a black female celebrity who starred on a show that basically breathed brand new life into old stereotypes like Empire, and a woman who was complaining about her fiscal situation months before she came on the BET Awards to tell us about Project 2025. I find it interesting that they use this actress to go out here and talk to black people on a BET Award show, which was basically a certified minstrel show, to talk about politics, but never we hear Taraji P. Henson talking about black empowerment. We never hear her talking about a black agenda. And again, when I look at this Project 2025, it really shows me the impact of people in new black media, like the late David Carroll, like Professor Black Truth, like Your World, Mr. Superboy, and Lisa Cabrera. It really shows me the impact of these individuals, not to mention Mr. Chris from Chris and Company on his radio show. All of these people have been talking in new black media, and it looks like it's got a lot of those on the left really nervous because they see the impact of new black media on black people, and they see the impact of new black media on the vote, and it's got them really scared to talk about this Project 2025, but not scared enough to look to offer anything tangible to foundational black Americans. And that's where I really see a real serious issue. Yeah, they want you to get all scared. Oh, Donald Trump is going to go out here and he's going to push Project 2025. This is what they try to push on social media as their narrative. They look to push this narrative and say, oh, Donald Trump is with the Heritage Foundation and with this agenda. However, I'm going to say, based on reports, you have Donald Trump himself disavowing the Heritage Foundation. You have Donald Trump saying that he is not supporting the whole campaign of Project 2025 and is proposing a different agenda, which is called Agenda 47. This is what he says he would implement as related to his agenda, but neither the Project 2025 agenda or Agenda 47 is a black agenda. And when it comes to the black voter, it's not about their agendas. No, it's about our agenda, and it's about our agenda and getting tangibles for foundational black Americans. It's about us having our agenda, because it doesn't matter who is the president. When it comes to these agendas, none of them are saying that they have anything to offer foundational black Americans. We see the Blue Party doesn't want to offer foundational black Americans anything tangible. Even though Joe Biden had a disastrous performance at the debate, his approval rating is at an all-time low, and now he's possibly losing the election if he stays in the race. And again, if you really cared about winning and you cared about getting anything tangible to black, you would go out here and offer foundational black Americans something tangible to be able to get their booties to the poll. But instead of looking to get black voters' booties to the poll, what they look to do is go out here and go in a different approach that would appear to be not disrespectful, but passively, but aggressively is disrespectful, because having Taraji P. Henson go out here and talk about a conspiracy theory really isn't about looking to get any sort of say that you take the black vote seriously. No, it's about saying that you don't respect the black vote. You don't respect the black voter. You don't respect the black voter because you don't want to give the black voter anything tangible. No, what you want to do is, again, try to tell the black voter what they want to hear. Hope that you can scare the black voter into taking their booty to the poll because they are afraid based on emotion, but not looking to again approach the black voter and look to approach the black voter and say that the black voter is intelligent enough to be able to present their issues as related to the campaign. And again, that really just shows how disingenuous those on the left are, just like those on the right. And again, neither side wants to give black people anything tangible. And all I see from this whole thing as related to this Project 2025 is a reason to just stay in your home and sit on your sofa, because again, they may have a mandate for leadership from this organization, but the whole thing is that I don't see anything as related to us, any reason for black people to set a direction to go out here and take their booty to the poll. Again, nobody's talking about anything tangible for black people. Nobody's talking about anything tangible that they want to give foundational black Americans. No, they basically think they can take the black vote for granted. They think they can scare people into running to the polls because of this so-called authoritarian Christian nationalist plan to take America into an autocracy. They think they can go out here and scare you into believing that these people are going to be able to have that kind of power. But the whole thing is, again, their whole plan is just not one that is related to a black agenda. And again, if you're not about a black agenda, again, where is the reason for the black voter to go to the polls? Again, critical question that I have to ask, because they're sitting here talking about, this Project 2025, and you got, again, a questionable thing with Taraji P. Henson, an actress who was fiscally struggling, going out on stage and telling us all about it during a BET award show. Just really suspect over there as related to that whole situation. Again, how is a Hollywood celebrity going to talk about a project? And again, why should we believe that they're credible when many of these black celebrities are not about black empowerment? Another critical question I have to ask, because Taraji really wasn't out here looking to help any foundational black Americans. As she was sitting on these movie sets and on that TV show Empire, we never saw Taraji going out here and looking to help out another black creator, another black person get one of these jobs. No, as long as she had hers and she was doing all right, she really didn't care about politics. But all of a sudden, she's out here talking about politics, and that's a red flag for me that shows the desperation of the Blue Party, because they know they have gone out here and alienated the black voter. Alienated the black voter because you put everybody in front of the black voter. Biden started out by again alienating the black voter by telling black people he could do nothing for us, then giving Asians an anti-Asian hate crime bill, went out here and funded Ukraine and their war, and basically then went on to throw a further middle finger up at black people with the empty symbolic gesture of the whole Juneteenth holiday, a holiday that basically was ours, but he just did this just again passively say he gave us something but gave us nothing, and then went out and threw another middle finger up at those people as related to Black Wall Street. You want to build a monument to Black Wall Street's destruction, but you don't want to compensate those survivors with reparations. Again, disrespect directed at the black voter, disrespect directed at foundational black Americans, disrespect directed at us, and we're supposed to believe that we need to save democracy from Project 2025, but where's something tangible to the black voter? Again, another critical question I want to ask all these conspiracy nuts who want to talk about Project 2025. Where is the project to give tangibles to foundational black Americans if you want to preserve your so-called democracy? Because again, if you're so concerned about preserving what you have, you will go out here and offer foundational black Americans something tangible. If you want to preserve the state of your union, and you know you need black voters to do this, you would want to be offering something on the table. But when it comes to the Blue Party, we see how full of it they are, because if they were serious about this, it would be looking to give black people something. Again, give black people something as related to our votes, because I have no reason to get up and go and vote if there's nothing on the table for me tangible. If there's nothing on the table for me tangible, I don't really go out here and want to listen to a celebrity who's already got millions of dollars, is living large in Hollywood, and is living in a better life than me. I really have no interest in hearing from one of these celebrities. No, I am not spellbound and want to believe that, oh, because a celebrity told me something is happening, I need to believe it. I mean, I know for a fact that when it comes to these award shows, everything is scripted and choreographed. And again, if a celebrity is saying something on an award show and they are allowed to say it, this is something that is, again, as a message that is allowed to be there, because had this been, again, a live event that was going on, what they would do is mute her mic, and they wouldn't have never even allowed her to get up on stage to be able to say that, but allowing her to sit there on that stage and say that, that right there is suspect to me, because again, the media arm of white supremacy really controls the message of its bootlicks, and Taraji P. Henson coming out to tell us about this this Project 2025 is suspect to me. Suspect to me because you've got, again, a celebrity who's allowed to say this on stage, allowed to say this on stage of leftist media, allowed to say this on stage in front of millions of people when there's, again, tape delays, and allowed to say this on stage and allowed to be broadcast viral on social media. This was all deliberate by design to get black people scared into taking their booty to the poll. But when it comes to black people, we really need to understand this is a time to stand firm. It's a time to stand firm because the message of new black media is having an impact, and having such an impact that they're just sitting there looking to try to find any way to give us nothing and get our votes. And again, this is where we need to stand firm on what Professor Black Truth has presented as related to no tangibles, no black vote, no black agenda, no black vote. Because again, if they really are serious, they'll want to give you something for your vote. Because if it's that important to democracy, then you're going to want to give something that will be of value to those people who you treated like second-class citizens. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find many of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Give in to temptation and pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose. The man who rules the world runs into the irresistible force of a man with nothing to lose in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get the regular and variant editions of John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose on Amazon.com today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.